Annyeonghaseyo! Greetings from Indonesia. My name is Natasha Tonte. I'm an artist based in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. I am pleased to participate in the Cloud Walkers exhibition. I am thrilled and happy to be in Seoul, as well as recounting my old work almanac and manifesto of tactile and fanciful tactics on how to build a speculative future. The manifesto was written in 2018 and it shaped my future artistic practice. Almanac explores the possibility of alternative and speculative future through a plausible cosmic solution, drawing together past, present, and future. Its plot involving an inscrutable time paradox, a glitchy digital animation, a lost Indonesian space age illustrated by Semarang building Apotek Sputnik, and a giant immortal cockroach. Starting from an interest in speculation and future tellings, I started collecting prophecies in late 2015. During the process of writing the manifesto, I had myself meeting so many mediums, shamans, psychics, paranormals, and fortune tellers. My encounters with these people is the starting point on how I construct this work. To understand the idea of future, who owns it, who organizes it. As for the cockroach and the building Apotek Sputnik, I see they both as a living fossil that's still alive and possible will further alive in the future. Apotek Sputnik is a very fascinating building with interesting architecture. In the Sukarno era around 50s and 60s, as a young nation, there was many dreams about the future, including that someday Indonesian will go out to the outer space. This dream was then materialized in the form of optimism in art and culture. Apotek Sputnik is one of them. The building represents this idea of somewhat a lost future. A future that was once we thought about and went lost because of the authoritarian regime that came out after the 60s. The building is still standing strong until today. In terms of cockroach is a very resilient creature that lives before us humans and most probably after us. Whilst shrimp is often called cockroaches of the sea. Particularly, I am influenced by Helen Hester's xenofeminism as well as Compassionate and Free, a theology of Asian women by Marianne Katopo. Marianne Katopo is a radical theologist from Minahasa, North Sulawesi. In her book, she explains the position of a woman as the other, whilst also question the notion of God through feminist perspective in Indonesia. I am also inspired by the Minahasan myth and cosmology in which they see God as not a patriarchal deity, and the first human in the living world is a woman.
0.4. Our parents might have a belief system for the ancient fiction called religion, but each religion has its own storytelling structure. What if I said, the only structure we should be laid our lives is, in fact, a fiction inside our head? All decision is fiction, all fiction is a decision.
Illustrate the question that I have on the social reality and further speculate for any possible alternative future. Myth, story, and everyday fiction quite often push me to imagine and think critically. If we reflect on today's condition, the human is still considered the subject, or in other words, the center of the ecosystem. However, through my work, I would like to propose a fiction or maybe some kind of thought-provoking practice in which the notion of human is revisited using a different kind of agencies.